Welcome to Digital Hospitality. I'm your host, Shawn Walchef. This is a Cali BBQ Media production coming to you from Restaurant 365's Restaurant Transformation Festival. It's so important for the team here to bring me the best of the best. And today I have Chris. Chris, what's up?
Oh, thank you.
Welcome to the show.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
They told me you had to be on the show.
Yeah, I've been with Restaurant 365 since 2015 and implemented 3 different companies. So I'm kind of well known around.
So you believe in the product.
I believe in the product. It's a great product, and it's amazing how they have continued to improve the product. Using it for 6 years, 7 years now. It's amazing the difference from when I first started.
When you first started, which brands were you working with?
So when I first started, I was working with a Southeast regional brand called Shrimp Basket. It's a casual dining seafood restaurant, and we implemented at that time both operations and accounting. From that point, I was recruited to come over to a Consolidated Burger, which was a Burger King franchisee.
How many units?
They had 75 units.
Okay.
They were looking to bring accounting in-house. So we implemented the accounting side of Restaurant 365.
You told them about Restaurant 365?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were...
what were their hesitations? I mean, 75 units, did they have hesitations about coming over, or they trusted you?
They did have some hesitations. However, they were having a lot of issues with their outsourced accounting.
Really?
So they really wanted to bring accounting in-house. They had looked at Restaurant 365 along with a couple other ones. So when they recruited me to come over, they were leaning towards Restaurant 365. And since I had that experience already,
Oh, really?
they kind of pushed them over the edge at that point to
Wow.
go with Restaurant 365.
That's amazing. Very cool.
Yep.
And then the current group that you work with?
Yeah, and so from that point, I got recruited now to come over to kind of the same situation. They wanted to bring accounting in-house. They had a conversation with Restaurant 365 along with a couple others. And again, when they saw the recruiter present me as a possible opportunity, they decided to again go with Restaurant 365. And once again, I'm in a implementation period. Why I keep doing that to myself, I'm not sure. But
No wonder you're a legend at Restaurant 365.
Yeah, but I keep doing that, and one day maybe I'll get it set up so everything will just flow, and I don't actually have to keep implementing things. Yeah, it's been quite a journey. Cedartown Foods, who I'm with now, has Bojangles and Jersey Mike's.
Okay.
We have 15 Bojangles open. We've got 5 in the development works. So we've got 20 total. And then Jersey Mike's, we're getting ready to open our first one. And we've got a development agreement for 5. So we actually have 4 on the books already, looking for that 5th one to get started.
Wow.
All this will be kind of happening within the next year. So we're very busy on top of implementing the accounting system.
What kind of advice would you have to any brands, enterprise companies that are looking to make a switch to Restaurant 365?
Yeah, the best thing about Restaurant 365 is bringing all the data into one place. So as we get into different brands, we're excited about the business intelligence that's coming along. We'll be able to just pull the data from different POS systems, put it all into one place. And DMs and higher will be able to analyze that data and not have to go to different POS systems or different back of the house systems to gather that data. So,
what are the most important reports and tools that you use with Restaurant 365 right now?
Yeah, some of the most important tool is probably the flash report. We obviously look at that every morning. Have that sent out to our management team, so they can review the data, and then just the real-time data of P&Ls that helps the managers kind of use it as a checkbook. It really is how I kind of preach to them. Look at your P&L, look at your sales, look at what your expenses have been. You can compare that with your budget for the month, and just kind of really understand how, as a manager, how you're running that business, and using it as a real life application as a checkbook. So, so that's kind of how we manage the business, and teach the managers how to look at their business.
If somebody's watching this or they're listening and they're thinking about getting outside of the four walls of the business and actually going to an event like a restaurant transformation tour event, why do you find value in coming to something like this?
Yeah, for me, it's all about networking, really. I know a lot about Restaurant365. Obviously, they're coming out with new things, and so there's new things to learn about Restaurant365. But for me, myself, I kind of network with other people, especially as we are branching out into other brands. I want to meet people who are have Restaurant365 and Jersey Mike's. So as we start to get into Jersey Mike's, I can contact them and say, hey, how did you guys do this? How did you set this up? You know, what are you doing with this discount, this event, that, you know, community event? As we get into community events, how are you handling this? So for me, it's about networking for these kind of events. So
I love that. Yeah, we believe in the power of the 4 C's: content, commerce, communication, and community. And when we think of digital hospitality and we think of what we do in real life as restaurant owners is taking care of people. In order to take care of people in the digital age, you have to have technology partners that allow us to build more profitable, more sustainable, and more exciting businesses.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm very grateful that you spent the time with us today. How can people keep in touch with you if they have any questions about implementation? I know they should go to Restaurant365, but sometimes it's always better to talk to somebody else that's been there and done that.
Yeah, you know, the funny thing you say that is actually from these networking events, I get calls every once in a while that says, "Hey, how did you implement this? How did you go through this?"
Correct.
So it's kind of funny you mentioned that, but yeah, my email, chris.gruhlke, Gruhlke at cedartownfoods.com. I'm always willing to help somebody, especially when it comes to, you know, implementing their new software, because I kind of believe in paying it forward. So, you know, somewhere down the road, I'm going to need help. So if I help out others, and when it's time for me to have help, hopefully someone will be there for me. So that's kind of how I look at it. Always willing to help somebody else.
That's awesome. So, are you on LinkedIn as well?
On LinkedIn as well.
Perfect. We'll put that in the show notes. Thank you, Chris. We appreciate it. And as always, if you guys want to get in touch with me, it's at Shawn P. Walchef, SHAWN PWALCHEF. That is on LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, all the platforms. I'm weirdly available. We care about you, your story, whatever you're doing in hospitality. We want to learn about it. So get connected to the community. Thank you, Chris.
All right. Appreciate the time. Thank you.
Great job.
Thanks.